I don't know. Angel Reese. She might have tapped out, y'all. Angel Reese may have tapped out and quit on the Chicago Sky. Everybody is speculating. What is this back injury? What's going on? Hey.
Angel Reese has quit the Chicago Sky and no one is surprised. This is her pattern. Show up, make noise, and disappear when things get real. Fans are furious. Teammates are shocked and the drama is more intense than ever. But let's get one thing straight. This isn't a scandal. This is just Angel being Angel. Famous for the headlines, but allergic to the hard work.
Wants to know. The whole world is wondering, where in the world is Batman? I'm joking. I want to know, as Chicago Sky fans, women's basketball, WNBA, Angel Reese fans, where in the world?
It's not the first time she's walked away, and it probably won't be the last. But why? And what does this mean for her future in the WNBA? Let's break down the truth behind the headlines. Because what's really going on is far more interesting than what the media is telling you.
I find it very symbolic, very almost funny but not funny. Not funny haha, but funny sad, that out of all the bodily injuries that Angel Reese, a player, could experience, she's experiencing a back injury. Her back is literally hurting. And is it because that she is tired of carrying the weight of the Chicago Sky on her back, being that floor general and that floor leader? Did the Chicago Sky break Angel Reese's back?
Angel Reese is a player who could have dominated the WNBA. She has the skills, the size, the talent. But what does she choose to do with all that potential? She chooses fame. Reese doesn't care about being the best basketball player. She cares about being the best known player. She's more interested in the spotlight, the social media clout, and the brands she can endorse than the victories she can earn on the court.
Listen, everybody is ablaze right now. Everybody's wondering, what is really going on with Angel Reese? Has she just flat out quit again? Has she quit on the Chicago Sky? Angel, you have to have some level of self-awareness here. Last year with the Chicago Sky, you quit. You threw in the towel. Once you realized you never stood a chance, to be honest, with Caitlin Clark for that Rookie of the Year. But once you realized your double streak was over, and it was over. She took over post-Olympic break. Once you realized it was done.
When you look at Reese's career, it becomes clear that she's not interested in grinding through practices, putting in the late night hours, or earning her place in the WNBA through sweat and determination. No, that's not her style. She wants the cameras, the fame, and the headlines. She wants the perks that come with being a star, but not the responsibility. And when it's time to put in the work, she's nowhere to be found. She's built a brand by showing up at the right moments, looking good, and making sure everyone is talking about her. But when it comes to leading a team, stepping up in clutch moments, or playing through adversity, Reese has been missing in action.
Yeah, she did wear the villain role on her sleeve, no doubt about that. She didn't do a lot to help herself when she was winning the NCAA championship last year against Iowa, and she was taunting Caitlin Clark. But did we forget that Caitlin Clark had been doing the same thing to numerous opponents throughout that season last year? That it wasn't until she was humbled in that national championship game against LSU that she dialed it back a little bit? You can't want to be the villain. You can't pride yourself in being the villain, and then you lose, and all of a sudden you succumb to those emotions. That is true to some degree. But usually when you lose and you have an opportunity to sit back and reflect, there's a mountain of emotions that get heaped on your shoulders, and it's hard to hold it in. Not to mention when teammates are coming to your defense because they realize how the insults against you have been so personal.
She's not committed to the game. She's committed to the lifestyle that comes with being a famous athlete. And every time the grind gets real, every time she's called to be more than a social media sensation, she walks away. Let's talk about the Rookie of the Year debate that had everyone buzzing. For a moment, the media created a narrative that Angel Reese was in competition with Caitlin Clark for the title. But let's be real here. This was never a true debate. Reese was never even close to being on Clark's level. Sure, the media loved the drama. They loved creating a rivalry out of thin air, pushing the idea that Rhea and Clark were somehow battling for the top spot. But the reality, it wasn't even close.
Into something that isn't, she's got a back injury. Like, I'm not going to be out here saying that Angel Reese needs to go out and play through a damn back injury. I just don't think is the case, especially when your team is as bad as it is. Like, absolutely just stinking it up constantly. Like the Chicago Sky stink.
Clark was out there dominating the game with actual numbers, performances, and leadership. Meanwhile, Rhea was riding the hype, capitalizing on drama and media attention. The truth is, Reese's name stayed in the conversation, not because of her dominance on the court, but because of her ability to generate headlines. She's a media machine, stirring the pot, making noise, and drawing attention. But when it comes to performance, her stats didn't scream dominance. They whispered, maybe next year.
You threw in the towel, said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year. You threw in the towel and said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year and didn't play again. This past the inaugural season of Unrivaled, you didn't even finish that season. You didn't even show up for the championship. No, not only did you not play, you didn't even show up to the game at all. People noticing a pattern with you. That's 2 seasons in a row.
The media pushed the narrative because drama sells, and Reese was the perfect person to feed it. She's loud, she's flashy, she knows how to stir controversy, and the media eats it up. But Clark, she's all substance. And in this case, substance always wins.
Listen, Angel Reese has thrown in the towel. She refuses to travel with the team. Once again, the team has a road game. We already saw she refused to travel with the team to Indiana versus the Fever. Now they head to Connecticut to take on the worst team in the league. Yes, they finally went against a team that is worse than them, the Connecticut Sun. They're
interested in grinding for a win. She wants the easy path. She wants to jump onto a team that's already stacked, where the hard work has already been done, and she can just show up, score a few points, and take the credit. She's not trying to build a dynasty. She's not trying to lead a team through adversity. Reese wants to join a ready-made championship contender where she can jump in, take the credit, and look good doing it. She doesn't want to break a sweat. She wants to show up for the photo shoot.
Nobody knew what had happened on the day. Nothing had happened. Then somebody got into Angel Reese's ear to say that this happened, and she then doubled and tripled down, saying that something happened even though she didn't hear it herself. And then she's there reposting tweets, or reposting TikToks saying that Gamebridge is dangerous for her, and it's a danger if she goes to Gamebridge, and all of this crap. Like, so Angel has done.
Chicago Sky. It wasn't home for Rhea. It was just another pit stop on her journey of self-promotion. Another stop on her Look at Me tour. She's already looking for her next team. One with a solid foundation where she can be the cherry on top of a championship roster. Reese wants the house that's already built. She doesn't want to be the one to lay the foundation, pour the concrete, or do the work. She just wants to move in and claim the glory.
Speculation going on saying, like, of course, because she has injured her back, unfortunately, at the tender age of 23, might I add, that she is still going through the rehabilitation process. But people are so anxious to see just when exactly will Angel Reese return in this current 2025 season. Because again, guys, today is what, August 14th. The freaking playoffs is just some weeks away, and we all know, again, we got to have that come to Jesus moment. If you haven't had it yet, come here, come to me. We can have it together. Listen, look at me in my eyes and see that I ain't lying. We're not going into the playoffs, guys.
No one's denying that Angel Reese has talent. She's big, she's skilled, and she has the potential to be one of the best. But talent without effort is like a sports car without gas. It looks great in the driveway, but it's not going anywhere. Reese could have been a legend in the WNBA. She could have taken the league by storm, dominated every season, and solidified her place as one of the greatest. But instead, she's more focused on the image of success than actually earning it. She's more interested in looking like a star than putting in the work that makes you a star.
We did a show early in the week about Jason Whitlock talking about she quit on the Chicago Sky. She gave up on the WNBA. She really don't want to play basketball. And this is all surrounding around her back injury.
Talent is only part of the equation. The real question is, are you willing to put in the effort, the work, the sweat? Ree has the tools, but she's not using them the way she should. Her career has been stuck in idle mode, and no matter how many headlines she generates, that won't change until she starts putting in the work.
The grace from the basketball gods and goddesses that we cannot beat the Connecticut Sun. Do you know the Connecticut Sun is ranked number 13 in the WNBA league? There's 13 teams. They're ranked dead last. Whereas we, the Chicago Sky, we're ranked number 11. Now, granted, yes, this happened at their court today, okay? It was the Connecticut Sun's home game. That's no excuse.
Every time Angel Ree is needed most. When her team is struggling, when the pressure is on, she vanishes. It's a pattern that's become all too familiar. When the going gets tough, Ree is nowhere to be found. She's not stepping up in clutch moments. She's not being the leader that her team needs. Instead, she's checking out when things get difficult and leaving her teammates to pick up the pieces. And yet, for some reason, people still defend her. They say she's misunderstood or still figuring things out. But how many more seasons are we going to make excuses for her? How many more times can we say she's young, she's learning, she's going to get it right next time? At some point, that excuse stops holding water. She's already in her prime years. But instead of stepping up, she's disappearing when her team needs her most. And yet, the media continues to defend her. It's like a broken record. Another season, another excuse, and another vanishing act.
Tyler Marsh gives a major update surrounding around Angel Reese's back injury, and you guys are not going to believe what he said.
Every time Ree quits, there's a chorus of defenders ready to make excuses for her. She's still young, they say. She's still figuring things out. Sure, she's young, but so is Caitlin Clark. And guess what? Clark isn't making excuses. Clark is winning games, putting in the work, and earning her place at the top. At some point, youth stops being an excuse. At some point, it's no longer about learning and growing. It's about habits, bad habits. Reese's habit is quitting when things get tough. And it's a habit that's going to follow her unless she makes a change. The truth is, youth isn't an excuse. When you've been in the league long enough to know what it takes to succeed, you either step up or you get left behind. The towel joke, sure, it's funny, but it's also a metaphor for Reese's entire career. It's a symbol of her lack of consistency, her inability to finish what she starts. When the pressure is on, she checks out. And the impact on her career is clear. Every time she quits, it reinforces the idea that she's more about the drama than the game. Chicago deserves better than this. They deserve players who are willing to fight for every point, every possession. Players who are willing to bleed for the team.